Hello everybody, Glass Half Dead here, coming to you with the next edition of Warcry. Glass Half Warcry. Also, I have a sore throat, my bad. Anyway, let's go through the Warband focus on the Iron Golems. Welcome to Warband Focus, where we're investigating each Warcry warband with lore, guides to playstyle, and top tips for securing victory in the Bloodwind Spoil. Today, we're kicking off the series with a look at the hardy Iron Golem, a brutally effective warband found in the starter set. Cool. Now, I said previously these guys don't interest me. I think that was primarily because I don't like the corn style red and gold. Let's see. Let's see. The lore. The Iron Golems hail from the Ferrium Mountains in Chamon, the realm of metal, where they harness raging magma flows to forge their brutal weapons and armor. We create war. I don't know why it says that. It's a bit aggressive. More than just warriors, the Iron Golem are superb smiths. Yes, W.H. Smiths. They're all cashiers of the shop, I believe. Believing flesh to be impermanent where metal is eternal, those fighting in the 8 points hope to prove themselves to Archaon, aspiring to one day provide arms for his endless hordes. Presumably, Archaon cuts a lot of his followers' arms off, and therefore he needs new arms built, I guess. I don't know. The Age of Sigmar lore, it's so complex and intricate. Why does he cut people's arms off? I don't know. Anyway, why play Iron Golem? They're tough. Iron Golem warbands are one of Warcry's most durable. Your enemies will have to work hard to take out even your basic fighters, allowing you to wear down foes and stay in the fight. Now, if we think back to yesterday's, we did see an Iron Golem stat sheet. I see that we're about to see more, so I probably shouldn't talk. I should just keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. They're flexible. Ooh. With 9 fighter types, Iron Golem warbands have a variety of options on the battlefield to suit your tactical tastes. Build them as they are out of the starter set, and you'll have a varied warband capable of tackling pretty much any foe. Grab some extra sprues by trading with friends, or from the extra copies of the starter set you bought, just in case. Haha, GW knows us too well. And you'll be able to create more specialized warband builds, such as a force dedicated to keeping enemies at arm's length using flails, or a demolition crew of ogre breaches. Let's unpack that sentence quickly. 9 fighter types, and they imply that makes them more flexible than other warbands, saying therefore that other warbands will have less than 9. That's interesting. 9 doesn't seem a huge amount of fighters, but maybe it is. It also confirms that we will, in some manner. Now, I'm still not 100% convinced that this actually means we will be able and allowed to swap weapons on our miniatures. I don't think we can. I believe that what this means is instead of taking the full 1,000 points that you get in the core set, you can swap out, let's say you don't want the Ogre Breacher for 235 points we see here, you can put in 2 Drill Masters. I believe that's what it means. I don't think it means you can give the Ogre Breacher 2 Flails or something like that. Okay. They hit hard. Warriors of the Iron Golem are effective close-range fighters armed with high strength, high damage attacks that allow them to easily go toe-to-toe with your enemy's heaviest hitters. Now we see a picture. That is a picture. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Okay. I'm not seeing any cool Easter eggs in the background. I think that guy there is one of the Viper guys, maybe? Is that a Sigmar dude? Not sure. Key fighters, Ogre Breachers. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'll read the text. Modern Warcry's most powerful fighter types. This massive wall of meat and metal is a match for pretty much anyone in the game. Sure, with a move only 4, they're slow. But their strength of 6 and damage of 4, 8 on a critical hit, allows them to pulverize pretty much anyone unfortunate enough to stand in front of them. Okay, so that's cool. So, this tells us a bit of information that we didn't have yesterday. So yesterday I questioned what the 4/8 means. We now know that an 8 is a critical. We do not know what a critical is yet. Is a critical just a 6? If you roll a 6, you get 8. That sounds highly possible because we see here number of attacks is 2. and there are high damage, compared to the Drill Master down here with 4 attacks, getting 2-4, whereas your Ogre here, it was 2 attacks, getting 4-8, potentially. Obviously, you wouldn't, like, it would logically make sense that a big, powerful model would have more attacks, but if you give it the ability to critical 8, then, that could be a 16 damage there, and you don't want to do that, so I suspect that a critical will be a 6 in that case, and not simply just your strength being above the enemy's toughness. Although maybe that factors into it, that would get quite complicated if it's like something crazy, like for every 1 strength that you are over the enemy's toughness, add 1 to the dice roll, and you count critical hits after modifiers. Who knows? Who knows? But maybe that's the thing. Maybe if you have... Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. What is interesting to note here, of course, is that with 2 attacks, this guy has the potential to do between 8 and 16 damage for a 235 points. Whereas the Drill Master here gets 4 attacks and still has the ability, to do the same amount of damage. Just interesting. Drill Master. Drilling people hard. That's what they do. Drill Masters are a superb choice in any Iron Golem warband. High wounds, solid toughness, and a strong melee attack make them great frontline fighters. Their above average move and longer... Oh, 5 is above average. Interesting. Okay. And longer range flail attack mean they're also brilliant at chasing down and finishing off wounded enemy fighters. Ooh. No. I'm not going to read too much into it. I was going to say, does that mean that if when you are wounded, you half your, do you lose your stats? Are you -1? Are you half? I don't think so. I think they're just talking. Then we get the normal guys, the Iron Legionnaires. Iron Legionnaires are the core of any Iron Golem warband, boasting an excellent toughness characteristic of 5 when armed with shields. Okay, cool. Combined with their low points cost, you'll want to use them to slow down enemy fighters while the rest of your warband causes carnage. Also, just to go back up here, that's an Iron Legionnaire in the background, not a Stormcast, as I thought it may have been. A quick look at this guy. So he's 80 points. He is the base, the lowest possible 10 wounds. We know that's the lowest possible now. It looks like I'd rather have a Drill Master and spam them over Iron Legionnaires, but I like it. Toughness of 5, though, which is the same toughness as an Ogre Breacher. We still don't know how toughness, strength, etc. will interact. Cool. Key abilities. In Warcry, each warband isn't just defined by its fighters, but also by its abilities. Powerful tricks, ploys, and tactical plays with the potential to shift the tides. Oh, battle. Just how do they work? Initiative and ability dice. Ooh, there's initiative. Ooh, I'm excited. I don't even want to... Okay, let's just read it. Every battle round in Warcry begins with both players rolling for initiative. To do so, each player first rolls 6 dice and then counts up the number of singles they have. Okay. A single is a dice that does not have the same result as any other dice in that roll. For example, if you roll 3 1s, a 3, a 4, and a 5, you would have 3 singles, the 3, 4, 5. And the player who rolls the most singles has the initiative for that battle round. Oh, okay. So whoever rolls the most singles. That is an interesting way of doing it. The rest of the dice become ability dice, which can be spent on powerful abilities and killer moves during that battle round. These are sorted into doubles, triples, or quads. Let's look at another example. Okay, so going back to yesterday's thing, which they're about to show us, to be fair, there were abilities that had triple, quad, double, etc., and that's obviously what this means. So here, our opponent, red dice, has 3 singles, 2, 3, and 5, meaning they win the initiative, as well as triple 4s, while we have a double and a quad. During the battle round, when it's our turn to activate one of the fighters from our warband, we can choose to spend either that double or quad to unleash an ability. Each warband has access to a host of different abilities unique to them, as well as a table of universal abilities. Most abilities will require a double to use. Okay, the more powerful ones will require a triple to use, and then each warband has access to one mega ability that requires a quad. Each warband's abilities reflect how they fight in the lore, with the Iron Golem offering both tactical maneuvers and explosive bursts of damage. So, as we now are gathering an idea of how this all works, so let's read Stand Defiant. You need a triple to use it. You know what? I'll stop talking. I'll just read the text before I talk. Stand Defiant is an excellent ability that rewards you with an extra point of toughness for staying in close formation. By using this at the right time, you will weather deadly enemy assaults and claim victory, making tougher fighters like Iron Legionnaires incredibly hard to kill. So what does it do? Until the end of the battle round, add 1 to the toughness characteristic of friendly fighters when they are within 6 inches of this fighter. So 6 inches is quite a bubble. You know, that's not a small amount, so that's cool. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? You need a triple to use it, so it's not like you're going to be popping it every turn. So that's cool. Abilities, Iron Golem. A deadly direct damage ability. Living Battering Ram is the Iron Golem's best way to delete enemy fighters. Living Battering Ram deals damage equal to the value of the ability. That is the number shown on the dice in the double, triple, or quad used to activate. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So if you roll a triple 5, you deal a hefty 5 damage without even having to roll to hit. This makes it great for finishing. Wow, okay. It's really interesting. It's a very interesting mechanic. It feels like super high variance with that, right? Like, first off, you have to roll a triple. Then you have to roll a triple that is like better than ones, you know? Because who cares if you could do. Not only did you have to roll a triple, but you rolled 3 ones. It's like, well, great. Very interesting. Okay. Now, of course, we still don't know how toughness and strength interact. And that obviously is going to change things because getting, you know, with the Stand Defiant there, add 1 to toughness characteristic. Great. What does toughness do? Is toughness a direct negative modifier to the total attack damage that they do? So, for example, this guy with a toughness of 5 has to be hit for at least 6 to take any damage. Or is it a case of every point of toughness over their strength, you negative that to the amount of damage you take? Don't know. I would have originally said that's too complex. Games Workshop isn't going that way with their rules. But this little system here seems... Okay, look, it's really obvious to understand. I'm not saying, oh, what does it mean? But it seems complex, right? It's like, oh, okay. It's more complex than something they've done before when it comes to initiative, which is literally, oh, rolled a 1, you go first. So anyway, very interesting. Really looking forward to seeing the next article, hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some more rules, and obviously they're going to tell us a bit more about the Beastmasters, maybe, because we already had the Iron Golems as a little preview yesterday because we saw one of their data cards, whatever they're called, their fighter cards, and so now we see all of them. So we already have a baseline for the Iron Golem here. It'll be really cool to see a fighter card from another faction just to see how they stack up, and we can finally start putting some numbers in our head as to the variance between factions, just how wildly different they may be. So it's very cool, very exciting. And I will say there's no link here to the video that they released today, so here it is. Go to this afterwards. I'm not linking it, but just type it in. No, I'll link it. I'll link it in the comments, actually. This is Warcry, what makes a Warcry warband. They say some interesting things. It's not crazy, but yeah, give it a watch. I will put a link to it in the comments. Okay. I hope you've all had a great day. What are your thoughts? Are you excited? Do you think this initiative thing is crazy? Let me know. Gloss off dead. Hope you've had a great day. Goodbye.